what I've realized is that when you are waiting on God, the first thing that the enemy will come and attack is your mind. Our minds is the enemy's playground. He starts here, and when he's done with your mind, he's done with you. We need to be careful what we think, our thoughts. Hence, the word of God encourages us to meditate upon the word of God on a daily basis, because he knows that the enemy will come attack here. Anxiety, stress, overthinking, depression, and all of those things. It's a mental issue, mental health. So when there's a story in the Bible, when Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, God placed them there, and on a daily basis, God will come and have conversations with them. But on this particular day, the enemy had overcame them. They had tricked them. So now, and God now, because they had this daily meeting, he comes and says, Adam, where are you? Where he has placed them in his garden. He says, Adam, where are you? And not that God did not know their geographical location. He knew where they were. And then the first thing that Adam, he doesn't answer God. He says that, I heard that you are here, because you cannot run away from God's presence. He says that I heard that you are here, and I'm afraid, and I hid myself. He was hiding from God. He was fearful. He was afraid. And the first thing that God asked him is that, who told you? Who told you? Because God, in that extent, realized that the enemy has infiltrated their mind. The enemy starts here. Who told you? All this time, why today? Why now do you realize that you are naked? Who told you? So who told you that you are delayed? Who told you that time is running out? Who sets up these standards that at the age of 35, you must have been married, you must have been, at least you must have 3 kids by then, you must have this and that. Who sets the standard? Who told you?
Great is your mercy towards me, your love and kindness towards me.
What is for me will not pass me by. That is the most beautiful quote I've ever had in my life. What is for me will not pass me by. God's timing is perfect. Waiting on God is never easy. You check the time, you become impatient, you feel like time is passing by, you feel like you've been praying for the longest time, but God's time is perfect. Everything has its own time. And for God, it's not delayed. It is the proper time. We can feel like our time is passing by and but the perfect time of God is the ultimate time. The only thing that is making us feel like we've been waiting for the longest time, or we feel like we are left behind, is because we are not focusing on our lane. We are looking at other people's lives. But God, that is not God's plan for us. We need to focus on what God is doing within us and with us. And the waiting season, sometimes it's preparation time. And sometimes it's God's protection from receiving prematurely. Hello, beloved. My name is Linda. If you are seeing my face for the very first time, hello. And if you are a returning beloved, welcome back, beloved. Welcome back. As you watch the video, please don't forget to like. If you like the video, it definitely triggers the algorithm to push it to more people. And don't forget to leave a comment, just where anything that is just stood out for you in this video. Just share your thoughts concerning God's timing. And also when you watch our videos, please do not skip the ads. That is how we get paid here on YouTube. I'd really appreciate that if you don't skip the ads and share with friends and family if this video you really enjoyed the video to that extent. When we read the word of God in the book of Psalms 34 verse 10, it says that the lions may grow weak and hungry, but those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. What is for you will not pass you by. Even if, what is meant for you will find you. Okuhle kuyakulandela. Goodness and mercy follows you. There is nothing anyone can do that can stop what God has prepared for you. If God has said, yes, my child, it's your time, it's your season, no one can stand against that. The only thing that is very tricky here, it's the waiting period, is the waiting season. It's, when you feel like God has really forgotten about me, I've been waiting, I've been praying. That is the only tricky part. But you know what I love about God? Even in the waiting season, He carries us. Even in the waiting season, He provides strength. He says that He will give us strength to mount up with wings like eagle. You know what an eagle does when an eagle is facing situations difficult, when it's facing the wind? It goes straight to the wind and it mounts its wings like this to face the storm that is coming. That is what God provides for us in the midst of waiting, the strength to carry through. And also not just strength, He also provides peace that surpasses human understanding. But the peace and the strength that has been provided for us, it doesn't just come like that. And you don't just realize that you have been carried if you don't stay. Like, how are you waiting? How you wait, it's very important. How you wait on God, it's very crucial. And so that you don't go crazy. Most people, if you can ask someone who's been through a stressful season or has been through mental health, like anxiety and so forth, if you can ask them, when did you realize this? When was the trigger? When were you triggered? It's during most of the time when you are waiting for God to do something for you and you feel like time is passing by and nothing is going on, nothing is changing, nothing is happening. That is when most people are, the spirit of anxiety is being triggered. So it's very much important to look on how you are waiting on God and what to do when you are waiting, when you are on your waiting period. When you go through the chapter, Isaiah chapter 60 verse 1, it says that arise and shine, for your light has come. Right? Your light has come. And when you go through the chapter, it also tells us that yes, you've been devastated. You've been in times of waiting on God. And it says that the last verse that we all love is verse 22, when it says that when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Right? It emphasizes the fact that there's a time when we will be waiting for things for God to come through for us. And there's a time when God will redeem us. It also talks about redemption. So, one thing that I've realized about God is that when He gives you something, when it is time for your breakthrough, God does not want to share the glory. Everyone will know that God has done it for you. It will be so evident that it was God who did it for you. And just make sure that when you are waiting, you're not waiting outside God's will. You're not waiting and doing some of the things just to help God. God does not need our help. He is not boxed. He's not limited to anything. So we do not have to help Him. We do not have to do things to make other people look at us like things are moving in our lives. You don't have to do all of that, because most of the time we do things so that we don't look like we are waiting, It's fine to wait. It's okay to wait. Unlike receiving things prematurely, losing them, and then now there's an ego there. You know, the ego will always be there, especially if you receive things very early than everyone else, and you feel like you've made it in life, and only to find out that some of the spirits that are not godly then start arising in you, within you. Spirit of pride, the ego is, and that is not what we want. We want to be humble even when we receive the blessings, and to know that humility is what God needs from us, so that God can lift us up. He says that humble yourself so that I can lift you up. If you were focusing on your lane, if you were not listening to the outside people, you would not have, it was not going to be a problem. If you were the only person on earth, it was not going to bother you that at the age of 40 you don't have a child, at the age of 40 you're not married. But because someone has infiltrated your mind. So beloved, if you are waiting on God, remember the plans that God has for us, they are good plans. They're never to harm us. Even if you are waiting on Him, the plan is not to harm you. The plan is to equip you for what is coming before you. And what is for you will not pass you by. If God has ordained you to receive those things before you were formed in your mother's womb, He cannot change His mind concerning you. He cannot lie, right? So let's wait on God and believe that the timing of God is perfect all the time. That promotion that you're looking for, the breakthrough, the healing. So many of us are waiting. If you receive this one, you're waiting for the next one. Everyone is waiting, but we are all waiting differently, and we are all waiting for different things. But as we wait, let us remember that we are never alone, and the good plans for God for us are to prosper us. Thank you so much for watching up until now, beloved. Stay blessed and stay beautiful. See you on the next one. Toodles!